Dax, I want to ask you, you start off obviously in high A, kind of towards the end of the season, close to playoff time for the Wahoos, you joined the rotation and you looked very comfortable. I mean, although you look comfortable, what were the biggest differences you noticed from the jump of high A to double A?
The hitters they stayed in their approach a little bit better compared to high A hitters. They swung a little bit more freely. I felt like you had to do a little bit more of setting up in Double A. You had to throw all your pitches for strikes before you were going to get any sorts of two strike swings and misses. And Like I said, hitters kind of stayed in their approach a little bit better. I mean, you can make less mistakes.
Anything you had to adjust mechanically when you made your jump?
Nothing necessarily. I really felt like I was ready for the jump whenever I did get called up last year. Right now, like I said, I'm just trying to kind of stay with what I have. Continue to get stronger. Really, stay in good shape. I mean, I feel like you can never be in good enough shape, and so that's the thing for me is just kind of stay healthy, stay ready to go, and just try to continue to develop.
Was there anyone that took you under their wing during spring training?
I mean, all those big league guys, I mean, they are all so impressive in the work and how they do. I mean, they're big leaguers for a reason. And so my thing is I just try to take bits and pieces from everybody. I really appreciated how open Jesus Luzardo was to me. Zeus was really good to me. So was Stephen Oker. They were both really good to me, both fellow lefties as well. And they kind of showed me the ropes, what to do in the clubhouse, what to do, when to be there, just little things like that I wasn't necessarily like sure on, but also on the field as well. If they saw me doing something that maybe felt off or looked a little funky, that they would help me and they would pick it up, and I really enjoyed that and appreciated that.
Catching tandem of McIntosh and you have Will Banfield. How's it been working with those guys? And obviously, I think you worked with Banfield the most. So how's that relationship gone? I mean, with you being with him since Jupiter going up all the way to high A. I mean to
Yeah,
double.
Banfield's fantastic, and so is Paul. I mean, they're both amazing catchers. They're both very good at what they do. I always tell them that thank God that I'm not a catcher because their job is a lot more difficult than I think the pitchers' jobs are. But I'm really close. I mean, I'm close with Banfield. Me and Banfield live in the same house together here in Pensacola. And so we're close together. We see each other a lot, and I feel like there's a lot of trust there that's been developed over the past few years. Just trusting the pitch calling, trusting that he's going to always have my back, trusting that if somebody does get on base or whoever, that they're going to get him out for me or they're going to hold the runner as well and everything like that.
Anything from spring training that you're coming out of telling yourself that, that's something I really need to work on when you came in, maybe thinking you didn't have to work on it, but now you come out and obviously it's something you want to work on.
Yeah, the key thing for me that I feel like it's always been like a continue like work on is just repeating my delivery. There's times where I kind of get off track on my delivery and my mechanics kind of get out of funk, and so that's the thing that I feel like when I'm at my best is continuing to just repeat that delivery and don't get out of whack basically. And there's a few times in spring training that I felt like I was either kind of falling down the mound or just doing something that was kind of out of the ordinary for me, and I just have to have those little cues to kind of get me back on track.
And finally, for me, just how do you feel with the pitch com with all the new rules, especially in spring training, which is where you saw them at full force?
On the pitch calm, I actually really appreciate because as you guys know, I like to work fast in my tempo and stuff, which is why the pitch clock hasn't really bothered me a lot. But the pitch calm, I mean, I think it's a unique way that I wouldn't have thought about before, kind of getting to use it. But I really like it. I think it's awesome.
I mean, first of all, any expectations for you entering 2023? Obviously, I believe getting promoted to AAA would be one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, I always since I used to not think about this a whole lot. I used to not be super appreciative of this, but like the thing for me is to just stay healthy. I mean, since I've been a pro, I've been able to make all my starts. I don't think I've missed any starts, and that's one thing I'm going to hopefully continue to do because I think that's the best thing for my development, right? Being a TJ guy a couple of years ago, I'd never looked at it, and now I kind of don't want to take that for granted and just be thankful that I get to go out and start and I get to do this for a living.
I asked this to Yuri. Have you ever thought about the moment, just you and Lone Depot Park with the Marlins uniform with the Miami across your chest, just pitching for that team?
Yeah, I mean, I think about it all the time. I mean, I was actually scrolling through photos the other night, and I saw a couple photos of me when I signed my contract, and I was like, man, like I want to get there, like and parts of me is like, man, I want to rush and get there, But at the same time, like I know I still have things I need to do in minor leagues before I'm ready. And I want to be ready when I get there. You know, I want to be up there and I want to stay there for a long time. So yeah, of course I think about it all the time, but I try not to, as my parents would say, put the cart before the horse.
And finally, the jerseys behind you, just your thoughts on the new jerseys.
Oh, I think they're wonderful. I think that this is my favorite one by far. It's like the flowers and stuff on it. I think that's awesome. And then obviously the ones we have on now, the blue ones or the white ones, those are awesome. They got our last names on the back. They're cool.